Hello everyone and welcome back to the Crypto Addiction. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to subscribe for all the latest news about cryptocurrency. Why you should own at least 500 Stellar. Due to the crypto bull market of 2021, some digital tokens that used to be cheap are now quite expensive. That's currently the case with Stellar Lumens, as you still pick it up for less than $1. In today's video, I will show you why you should own at least 500 Stellar XLM. This is going to be yet another exciting video. Make sure you watch with keen interest to the end. What is Stellar XLM? Stellar is an open source peer-to-peer digital currency network that emerged in 2015. The idea behind the network is to make it easier and faster for people to send different types of currencies around the world. It can also provide banking services and liquidity for people who can't access traditional banking services. Stellar cryptocurrency tokens are called Lumens, or XLM for short. While Stellar and XLM coexist in the same system, they are technically two different things. Stellar is the foundation of blockchain network, whereas Lumens are traded on the network. According to Stellar website, there are currently 50 billion Lumens in circulation. Stellar will not produce any more Lumens, so you cannot mine them. Here's how Stellar works. Let's say someone is looking to transfer 20,000, but doesn't have access to a bank capable of completing the transaction. This person could instead transfer the equivalent of 20,000 in Lumens. The recipient could then trade those Lumens for 20,000 or an equivalent amount of a different currency. In the end, clearing times are reduced and no banks needed to be involved on either end of the transaction. Stellar facilitates transactions between banks, payment services, and individuals. It's kind of like PayPal, but with the benefit of blockchain, and it's a native currency, the Lumen. Like many cryptocurrencies, Stellar Lumen excels at cross-asset, cross-border transactions. The Lumen allows transactions to take place faster, easier, and more cost-effective. This is what gives the Lumen its value. As cryptocurrency has become more prevalent, so for the needs of cross-currency transactions. With Stellar Lumen, a process that was time-consuming and expensive is now fast and inexpensive. What is unique about Stellar Lumens? It's not a secret that the world's government are moving towards some form of loosely defined globalism. But aside from the universal currency, it's difficult for the world's financial system to operate on the network. That's where Stellar comes in. Stellar's decentralized network allows users to create a digital representation of virtually any currency, and then send or trade it across a single network. In theory, this will allow coders and web developers to build functions like currency exchanging and trading systems directly into the sites and apps they develop. Stellar currently counts IBM as one of its more prominent customers. The company uses Stellar as part of its universal payment solution, so you can imagine that if more companies adopt Stellar Lumens, the value and price of XLM will climb. Why should you own at least 500 Stellar? When you invest in Stellar Lumens, you're backing the wider project. That is to say, if Stellar as a payment network eventually becomes mainstream, the value of your investment is likely to benefit greatly. With that said, we now need to explore some of the reasons why you might be motivated to invest in both Stellar and its Lumens cryptocurrency. 1. Astronomical finance returns since its 2014 launch. One of the main reasons why people invest in cryptocurrencies is that they're hoping to make significant profits. After all, digital currencies are most speculative and highly volatile, so investors expect above average returns for taking on a great level of risk. In the case of Stellar, this cryptocurrency has grown exponentially since its 2014 launch. Back then, you'd have to be paid a fraction of a cent for a single Lumen. To be more precise, Stellar Lumens first hit a third-party cryptocurrency exchange at 0.002. This means that just for $1, you'd have gotten 500 Stellar Lumens. Now let's fast forward slightly to January 2018, which is when Stellar has hit its all-time highs. This peak saw the digital currency surpass the 0.89 mark. In simple terms, this means that in comparison to its initial listing price of 0.002, the value of Stellar Lumens grew by over 44,000%. In other words, had you invested $2,500, your money would be worth over $1 million during this peak. Although Stellar Lumens has since cooled off, the cryptocurrency had a remarkable 2020, hitting lows of 0.03 in March. Stellar breached 22 cents in November. That's a spectacular rise of over 630% in 7 months of trading. 2. The technology is revolutionary. When it comes to the underlying product itself, the Stellar payment network is nothing short of revolutionary. For those unaware, the main target market for Stellar network is businesses that have a need to transfer funds across borders. As you can likely imagine, this is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. At present, businesses are focused to go through banking intermediaries. The traditional process is slow, costly, and full of red tape, especially when emerging nations are involved. This is because cross-border transactions need to go through SWIFT. When it comes to Stellar, its payments network is fast, cheap, and super convenient. Transactions typically just take a few seconds to arrive, and fees are a fraction of a cent. The network is especially useful when sending exotic currencies, as Stellar Lumens acts as a bridge of liquidity. 3. Partnerships. A cryptocurrency project can claim to have the best technology known to humankind. But if it isn't endorsed by any large-scale players, it isn't going to go very far. In the case of Stellar, the project has formed some super notable partnerships since its launch in 2014. At the forefront of this leading tech giant, IBM, crucially, IBM is using the Stellar network right now to facilitate some of the cross-border payments. These are internal payments that are sent between IBM regions. 4. Long-term price prediction is positive. Given the run-up in altcoins in 2021, and especially given the real-world utility of XLM, there could be a strong upside. However, recently speaking, it could rise to $1 by the end of 2021. Given the protocol updates and increasing adoption, Stellar Lumens has a real shot at hitting $10 in 5 or 6 years. 5. Stellar Lumens is cheap. On the one hand, the cost of a single cryptocurrency doesn't dictate how much it's worth per se. Instead, you need to base your validation on the market capitalization of the respective digital coin. However, investing in a cheap cryptocurrency like Stellar Lumens does have its benefits. After all, there is nothing attractive about buying a small fraction of one Bitcoin. Bearing in mind that Stellar Lumens has never surpassed $1, this allows you to build a huge holding in terms of quantity. For example, based on the price of 29 cents today, 31st July 2021, at the time of creating this video, a $145 investment would get you 500 coins. If Stellar does one day make it big and reaches $10, you need to have a sizable stake in the project. Your $145 investment will be worth 500 times $10 equaling 5,000. Our verdict: Stellar Lumens is tackling the real-world problem and aims to unlock the world's economic potential by making money more fluid. It helps remove the handicaps of traditional remittance, especially in developing economies. Stellar's potential is strong based on its partnerships with big companies like IBM, Bitbond, and Franklin Templeton, as well as the Australian and Ukrainian governments. These partnerships should continue to drive Stellar's usage in international payments, which could make Lumens a good long-term investment. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice weekend.